fucking cover, kiddos. Let's talk about It Welcome to Derry, Season 1. Hey guys, AGYG Abbott here. Welcome to my review for It Welcome to Derry, Season 1. This will contain spoilers for Season 1 of It Welcome to Derry. If you guys haven't seen any of the episodes in the finale, definitely please check it out and do not get spoiled for this show. There's a lot of twists and turns, and you don't want to miss it. I'm going to take this off so I can see better what I'm talking about here. But as a diehard It fan, I was super looking forward to this show. This really is about a group of kids that notice one of their friends is missing. They try to investigate it, and it leads to disaster in the very first episode. Just some crazy imagery, crazy way to kick things off in the very first episode with this kid Maddie getting killed, getting trapped in this car with this family that's got like this pregnant woman, and she gives birth to this fucking spider bat baby thing. It's so disturbing. We meet our main character, our actual main characters. We've got Lily Bainbridge, we've got Marge, who will go on to be Richie's mother in the It films. We have Ronnie, who not explicitly confirmed, but I think is meant to be the mother of Mike Hanlon, because she ends up in the finale kissing and pretty much saying that she loves Will Hanlon, who is going to be the father of Mike. One of my favorite parts of this show is Dick Halloran. That's right, Dick Halloran from The Shining is in this series. He's coming into this show as this guy that really is struggling because they want to use his power, the shine, of course, the Shining. They want to use his power to try and get a hold of it because the military in this show are fucking corrupt. Surprise, surprise, the bad guys are bad. The military are kind of corrupt. They want to use it for their own gain. They want to use him to intimidate people and use fear as a tool, which is a bit weird. It is kind of, it brings up just so many questions of like, how fucked up do you really have to be? How much have you had to have lost it to resort to this method of protection for your country? Are we really in that bad of a situation right now? Maybe we are, because Derry is a fucking hellhole full of assholes, bullies, racists, murderers that will just do whatever it takes to ensure that their town remains just fucking white. They do not like any black people in this town. It seems like they are fucking hardcore against the Hanlon family in this series. Now, there are a few that are pretending to be, kind to Mrs. Hanlon, played by Taylor Page. She does a good job in this series. But for the most part, they're really dicks. They are really dicks, especially in the school where they're all bullying Will. They don't want to be his friend until this kid Rich, that I love Rich. He's one of the best characters in this show. He ends up befriending Will, and then they kind of get in this friend group along with Ronnie and Lily, who they've both witnessed the power of it in that first episode when they killed all the other kids, and they're trying to convince Rich and Will of what this thing is, how powerful it is, how it killed these other kids. And initially they were a bit skeptical. Over the course of the series, obviously they get attacked in their own ways by Pennywise, or It, because he hasn't taken the form of Pennywise until a little bit halfway through the series. But I found the group of kids to be really great. Marge, the one that's going to be Richie's mother, starts off as one of the most pain in the ass. Like, you want to see her get killed in this show at the very beginning. And then over the course of the show, you start to see that she just really wants to be liked. She's just like any other kid in school. It's relatable that you want to be liked. You want to have that friend group. It attacks her and makes her eyes start bulging out like a fucking snail. And she even tries to cut one of them out, leading to one of her eyes being injured. Which is honestly subtle foreshadowing for Richie needing glasses in the later films. And Marge becomes one of the best characters in the show, basically, is what I'm saying. She befriends Rich, through being, a part of the people that have been attacked by It. She gangs up with our kids, and they go into the sewer. There's a twist in this show that was fucking brilliant, where it seems like Maddie, the kid that gets killed in the very beginning of episode 1, is back, And it turns out that no, this was just Pennywise fucking with him the entire time. Like, you're initially like, no, this is a trick by Pennywise. And then throughout the episode, like, he's still there, he's still talking to them, he's still guiding them through the sewers to, like, try and find these other kids. And you're like, maybe he is actually alive. No, Pennywise was fucking with all of us. And he finally shows himself. Some people were saying, man, they need to hurry up with Pennywise in this show. Get him, like, let's get him already in, like, episode 3. Like, no, like, let's let this breathe a little bit. Let's build him up. And his reveal in episode 5, in episode 5 is fucking awesome. In episode 7, it might be the best episode of the season. I'm debating because the finale was fucking excellent as well. But episode 7 is so emotionally heartbreaking for me. I cried several times watching this episode, watching reactions to the episode, just thinking about it in general. Rich's death. Rich sacrifices himself at the black spot. He gets attacked by a bunch of racists. They throw Molotov cocktails in there. They set it on fire because they're looking for Ronnie's dad because they think that he's involved in the murders of the kids that die in the first episode thanks to Pennywise. And they go in there looking for Hank Grogan, and they don't get what they want. They're like, no, you need to get the fuck out of here. Dick is like, still like tripping out because Pennywise opened up the box that he has in his head that he used to lock away all these, the dead people that he was seeing thanks to The Shining. And he's like having such a mental battle with Pennywise in this episode. There's a moment in the finale where he gets into his head and starts fucking with him. I love all that. Dick Halloran is my favorite character in this season, I think. He's just so good. The actor that plays him is fucking awesome. Apparently he was in Gotham as well, I found out. I need more of him in anything. He's so good. And but anyway, back to Rich's sacrifice. He sacrifices himself. He hides Marge in this box and like sits on top of it and like lays on top of it and confesses his love to her, and tells her about how he remembers her stepping out in a beautiful dress and looking great. And it's such a beautiful but heartbreaking sacrifice. Stephen King adaptations have fucked me up this year. Between this and The Long Walk and The Life of Chuck, I have been a fucking wreck when it comes to Stephen King projects. So thanks Stephen King. Thanks to all these properties that you've put out there for people to make movies and shit out of. They've destroyed me. Ultimately, in the finale, you have all these people banding together. You have the Native American tribe that have been trying to keep Pennywise at bay for all these years. You have Joshua Odjick in there, who was Collie Parker in The Long Walk. I liked seeing him in here. You have them banding together with Leroy and some other people. You got Mrs. Hanlon. You've got Hank Grogan there. You've got Dick Halloran trying to tap into Pennywise's mind, all while our main group of kids are trying to save Will and these other kids that get taken by the Deadlights in the finale. Ultimately, they do end up getting this shard, this artifact, back to its rightful place, so Pennywise gets sent back. He gets, like, fucking obliterated. After he's, like, transforming into the, like fucking bat thing, and then going after them, it is Rich, who, from the afterlife, as Dick Halloran sees him running up to them, he grabs a hold of the shard and manages to push it down in place with them to solidify the fact that, like, you really need all of, like, your members of the Losers Club or of this friend group in order to not be afraid and face your fears and defeat this thing. As one or two final notes I'll have here before I get into the rating, because I don't want to keep this review going too long. You have Mrs. Kershaw gets taken by the Deadlights earlier in this season in episode 7. Episode 8, the finale, you get to see 26 years later, where we're almost at where we are in It Chapter 1, where Georgie gets killed. And I had a theory. I was like, I think Lily is going to end up being Bev's mother. But that's not true. Instead, we just, like, straight up get a look at Beverly, and it's actually Sophia Lillis back as the character as her mom kills herself, and this was a year prior to the events of It Chapter 1, which I said in my theory. I was like, I think it's going to happen 1 year before the events of It, because it makes so much sense, because the dad's still fucked up by it. He's still torturing Bev over it. He's still abusive. He's still a dick in this. Even for, like, the 5 seconds we see him, he's, like, fucking shrugging Bev off of him. Oh, dude. And then you get Mrs. Kirsch delivering that iconic line. You know what they say about Derry? No one who dies here ever really dies. And caps off a great season and one of my favorite things that I've watched all year. And I'm going to say it right here, might be in the running for my favorite show of the year. So I'm giving It Welcome to Derry a 10 out of 10. Yes, it is so damn good. I am so entertained by this franchise, by the scares, by Bill Skarsgard as Pennywise, who does a fucking amazing job, as well as Bob Gray, the original Pennywise, before it took control of him. The kids are awesome. Dick Halloran, really cool to see those connections to The Shining in here. Their ending stays true to this franchise. Through the power of friendship and love, anything will prevail. And, yeah, there's so much more I could talk about, but I would run this review like 20 minutes long. So, I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Tell me what you thought of It Welcome to Derry down in the comments below. Goodbye.